You pimp the absolute shit out of it like that. 21 years old. 21 years old. He reminds me a lot of when Tyler Seguin was making his run with the Bruins, just when you have that youth. I'm not going to drill through the stats. You guys can drill through them if you want from the rundown. But what he's doing already, he's the hardest hit. He's one of the hardest at-bats in the whole league. And so Roman Anthony, when you show up to the ballpark next year at 22 years old, the year after 23 years old, that's the guy. I think we're looking at a generational player. I think a Ted Williams type player. You know, Jason Tatum, when he was having his great seasons at 19, 20 years old, we were talking about him on this level. I think Roman Anthony is him.
You see Drake May drop the Roman Anthony bat flip in his Instagram story. Nothing better for me than the crossover with these Boston athletes. You know, them guys probably going to be boys. They're both like 12 years old. But Gresh, you can smile. It's okay that you want to do your wee thing now.
No. I was only going to laugh that Drake May probably looks at Roman Anthony and is like, shit, I should have played baseball. 140 million like guaranteed right now. And you know what Drake May is going to have to go through to try to get his. Yeah, exactly.
What Drake May going to do just fine.
We'll see. Hopefully he will do just fine. This'll again, you know, I know that kind of I know that we're getting there, and it's going to lead us to the Patriots, and the season is about to begin. I know that I've got Patriots type programming that's coming up around the corner. But how about this? Some of the quarterback stuff. Browns trade Kenny Pickett to the Raiders for a pick next year. Aiden O'Connell apparently broke his wrist. So the Cleveland quarterback room is going to be Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador. That was a move I know I didn't see coming, and Lord knows on national radio, I've been talking about that a ton. Hendrickson gets his deal done, Jay. It's 1 year. They're going to bump him up to $30 million, but not extend him. So something to consider down the road. The Giants cut quarterback Tommy Cutlets, also known as Tommy DeVito. Many saying he could be a fit in New England. Please, Jesus.
For what?
For right. Don't bring that.
Carrying the water?
Have you seen his dopey agent, too? It looks like he's out of like an old, like 1939 movie. Anything standing out to you?
I think the Browns handled that well. I think Kenny Pickett's irrelevant with respect to Aiden O'Connell. I don't think he's that relevant with Geno Smith there. I understand it hurts the depth in terms of a backup quarterback, but if Geno Smith goes down, where do the Raiders really stand? So ultimately, some of these are sort of irrelevant. Hendrickson wanted more guaranteed money, so ultimately, I think that probably greased him in the appropriate way. My Bengals ticket at 21-1. A lot of people think that defense could be as bad, if not worse, than it was last year. I'm not one of them, so I believe in Cincinnati. Go ahead.
Can I give you some on Cincy real quick? Here's my theory. This is a fantasy football team. I mean, really, when you think about it, because whenever you would hear from fans online, it would be, oh, wide receiver or quarterback, offense. Okay. Well, since he has that. So let's see if just an offensive team, how far can they really go in the NFL against well-built clubs? They pulled it off once before where it was basically all offense. So, you know, maybe they can all find a way to come together and do it again. But I think the Bengals are an interesting study this year.
So I want to ask you a question as we sort of transition into the Patriots talk, right? Because for those of you that are not familiar with NFL Survivor contests in general, you pick one team just to win the game every week, but you can't use the same team twice. And I want to talk to you a little bit about sort of the NFL from this Survivor angle as we transition into the Patriots. So in this circa Survivor contest in Vegas, you have to have boots on the ground to enter this thing, right? Last year, the winning nut was 14.2 million. They expect it to be 20 million this year, Gresh. It's growing exponentially.
When you win it, you'll leave us, as you should.
I love your manifestation. You're totally on my train, and I love it. So what's interesting, Gresh, though, is that Thanksgiving is its own week, those 4 games. And Christmas is its own week. which makes it very, very challenging on a number of different levels. So I could bore you with all the details. My takeaway from talking to all these sharps last week, I was at this sort of radio row thing talking to guys that have won it. I mean, just give me all of this. You know how much I love the NFL. You would have been hip to it. We need to talk about potentially having some entries. But what I want to talk to you about is the whole thing that my takeaway is these guys are trying to zig when everybody else is zagging. So I want to ask you, sort of a couple weeks out or wherever we are. At one point, I was telling you that, the Raiders scared me. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, them coming in. I kind of like the 3 points, right? We met a guy out there that maybe likes the Patriots a little bit in the Survivor contest, -3. And I had you in my head because I thought you were pretty bullish on the Patriots week 1. There's so many varying opinions. So before we sort of get into the rats or whatever it is, I know we're still 2 weeks out, but where are you in terms of just week 1, in terms of how bullish you were versus where you are today?
I love the spot. So that is a part of it, right? I don't think there's a massive difference between New England and Las Vegas. But I'll say this. Vrabel, week 1, at home, guy who's been there before, understands what it means.